ready to stir up some fall flavor because Chef Brandi Alexander is in the kitchen and she is bringing her cranberry game. Today she is serving up not one but two festive favorites, sweet and savory cranberry apple meatballs that are perfect for your holiday table and a creamy, dreamy cranberry whipped feta dip that is guaranteed to steal the show at your next get-together. So whether you're hosting a party or just here for the snacks, trust us, your taste buds are about to fall in love. So let's get started, Brandi. When you sent this over to me, I was already drooling.
Well, you know, I think that cranberry gets a bad rep. You know, we think about this gelatinous cranberry mold, you know, cylinder, and there's so much you can do with cranberries. And, you know, not only is Halloween coming up and all of the big holidays, football games, you know, fall party apps, I think, are maybe the most important apps, you know. So these are great for holidays or for any fall get-together.
Okay.
So first we're going to do our cranberry apple meatballs. You can make your own homemade meatballs, or you can get, we've just got a package, 32-ounce, 2-pound package of frozen meatballs here. We're going to dump those in. We're going to add to that, okay, so the shortcut way. We've got a jar of the jellied cranberry sauce and then one of the whole cranberry sauce. You can add one of each of these cans. I'm going to add the jar of the jellied. See, you know, like, look, that is just not appetizing, is it? You want to chop that up for me?
The noise and everything.
You want to chop that up? And then I'm not going to use the whole cranberry sauce. I've got some of my homemade cranberry sauce here.
That's probably
about
way
the
better.
same amount. And this recipe is online as well for my homemade cranberry sauce. Super easy, only a couple ingredients. So you want, you know, at least half of it to have, you know, chunks of the cranberries in it. Gives it a lot of flavor. Then we're going to add 1 jar of chili sauce.
The whole jar?
The whole jar.
Wow.
And chili sauce is not spicy if you haven't used it before. It just gives a lot of good flavor, but there's no spice at all to it. You know, even a kid can have it, but it gives a lot of good flavor. We're going to add that. We're going to add some vinegar, and of course we're going to use apple cider vinegar since it's fall. We're using apples, so we've got about 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar. We're going to do 1/2 cup of brown sugar.
You have to sweeten it up somehow, right?
Yes. You know, cranberries are very tart. They have a little sugar in them, but
it already smells so like fall and festive.
Yes, and then we're going to add about 1 cup of applesauce. My daughter informed me she only likes the squeeze pouches, so you know we had some leftover cups at home. So this is just plain unsweetened applesauce. You can use sweetened. You could even use cinnamon if you had it on hand. I'm sure that would be great. We're going to add that in, and then we're just going to add a little bit of Worcestershire. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. And then if you do like spice, will you hand me those chili flakes over here?
Chili flakes, right here.
Yes. If you do like spice, you can add about a teaspoon of chili flakes, 2 if you like it really spicy. And if you want to do just a shake of Kinder's the blend.
You have to. Every time you come on, you got to use the Kinders.
Guys, all it is several different salts, garlics, and pepper. It's a great base for, you know, anything. So you're going to put these on low for 4 hours, maybe stir them once in between. It's something you can make before you leave in the morning, set and forget, and you get delicious cranberry apple meatballs.
Yum!
There's some forks right there if you want to try it.
Please.
My son, my middle son is really particular on things you tell him that are in food. So I made these the other day and I just said, I haven't made a new flavor of meatballs. And he ended up eating 3 servings of them, and he said, these are so good. And then afterwards, I said, they're cranberry apple, and he was like, you're kidding me. And he still liked them, you know, but.
These are so good. They're sweet in all the right ways.
But it doesn't taste, tangy. You know, like sweet as in, you know, applesauce dessert. You know, it's still very savory. This one is a lot of fun as well. I love feta cheese. The texture of it, you know, is not so great to eat on its own, so we're going to do a whipped feta dip.
Okay.
So we've got about 1 cup of just plain Greek yogurt here. We're going to add this to a food processor. I tried it with an immersion blender the other day. You can make it work, but it's a little more difficult. So a blender or food processor, you know.
Does it take a little bit longer to really get it like that whipped consistency?
Yeah, because it's pretty thick. We're going to do 1/2 of a block of cream cheese. And then I'm going to add 1/2 of this container of feta. It was a 12-ounce container, so 6 ounces. It's about 1 cup of feta.
Okay.
And then we're going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And then do you want to squeeze that lemon? 1/2 a lemon's going to go in there. The olive oil is just going to loosen it up a little and help it get fluffy. And then, of course, we're going to Add a few shakes of Kinders to it. This is also another one where you can add some chili flakes if you want a little spice to it as well.
Oh, that would be really, really good.
And then super simple, we're just gonna give it a few pulses.
That thing comes in handy, that Ninja that you
pull this
have.
off and throw a blender on
Yes.
top. You can put a smoothie maker on top, super simple.
How long do you like to set it in there?
Sorry?
Oh, how long do you like to whip it for?
You know, it depends on how high-powered your processor is. It doesn't take long at all. I did it for about 15 seconds now. It's about halfway done.
Okay.
If it is way too stiff, you can add, you know, just another little shot of olive oil to it to loosen it up just a bit. Mm-hmm. But it takes no time. I mean, we've been working on this for, what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
And we're almost done.
Mm-hmm. This is probably stuff that you probably already have at your house already.
Yeah, I mean,
you just don't think to mix it all up together.
You know, I love feta cheese. I always have feta. Maybe not everyone has feta in their house, but it's super simple ingredients. Nothing's expensive in here. You know, I've just got some off-brand plain Greek yogurt. And depending on how smooth you want it, now if I keep blending this, there will be no chunks. I like there to be a little bit of chunks in the feta. It's still gonna be super fluffy and whipped.
Yeah.
So now all we have to do, we're gonna add some of this to a bowl. And you could use a much larger serving dish, you know, it's about double of what I'm putting in this bowl.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of the things that you got at Walmart, and I have to give a shout out to them because their fall decor and their serving dishes look so high end.
They do have some great stuff, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, things like canned goods and stuff, you know. The quality is still there, you know. I can't knock Walmart. This is some more of my homemade cranberry sauce. You could also use the whole berry that you get at the store, but I'm telling you, grab a bag of cranberries when you find them in the grocery. You're gonna add some sugar and some orange, you know, like it's super simple, takes like 10 minutes to make. So we're gonna put about 1/3 cup of the cranberry on here. And then I change up what seeds or nuts I put on top. Chopped pistachios are really great on it, but we've got some roasted pumpkin seeds, like really sticking with the fall theme today. Gives it a pop of green color. And then my favorite thing to put on it is hot honey.
Oh, I put hot honey on everything.
Now, if you don't like spicy, you can use regular honey, but if you do, I really recommend it, and the color is just gorgeous.
I can see that on my table for Thanksgiving that's coming up, or even just, a tailgate. Something like that looks so elevated, but it was so easy.
There's no magic of editing here. We really made this from start to finish in, 3 minutes. I would normally serve this with a toasted crostini, a baguette. I did forget your baguette today, but it's great with chips as well if you want to try it.
And then what kind of chips are these?
These are corn tortilla chips.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I have a million allergies, I'm just gonna eat it right with a little fork.
Go for it. I was doing that when I made the first batch.
Brandi, it's so good. The hot honey, it kind of hits you at first, but then you get like that whipped feta, the little crunch of the crostini, the sweetness from, or I should say tartness, from the cranberry. It's so good.
It's delicious. And it's great, with toasted bread, but if you think of it kind of like hummus, it's great with apples or carrots, some small peppers, just about anything you want to dip in it. The sweet and savory, really gives it a nice touch. But
yeah, well, I love this one. But coming up next, she's actually going to share 2 more recipes that you're going to fall in love with. So stay tuned for more Great Day Live.